Today I'm going to show you how I do a simple budget in my life planner. This would work in any planner that has a note page for each month, or you can use a notebook. I just like to keep everything in one spot, so that's why I'm using my life planner. First, I'm going to use some stickers I found on Etsy from Caffeinated Cait, just to make it look a little nicer. And I found out this header sticker was gonna be a little too long for the actual header that this was, so I just used some whiteout to mark that side so that the blue didn't show through. So I'm gonna put this sticker on. And then I'm also going to use this little pink strip for the bottom of the page. Alright, that looks good. And then I just have this text July budget that I'm going to put up here. That came from Caffeinated Cait too. Now I'm going to use some Erin Condren flag stickers to mark the different categories like income, expenses, and things like that. First, I'm going to use this pink flag. And this is going to be our income. I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to write income on this. Now I'm going to write me and my husband's names down here so we can keep track of both of our income. I'll just put them right here. Then we can put the headers up here. So I'm gonna I have this little check sticker. I'm just gonna put it way up here. All right, and next I'm gonna write some headers up here. I keep track of our estimated amount, and then once it actually goes through, or once we get the bill, I can fill in the actual column, but I like having an estimate just so we can kind of total up how much we think we're gonna spend for the month. So I'm gonna put actual right here. And then estimate right here. Estimate right here. That'll be plenty to write both numbers in there. All right, and then we're gonna go to the next section, which is expenses. So I'm gonna grab, I think I'm gonna do this sticker. I always just like skipping a line and then doing the next header. And then we're gonna label this expenses. The expenses section can be as detailed or as simple, like generic as you want it to be. If you want a tighter budget, it should be more detailed. If you want a looser budget, you can be a little more generic. Right now we're doing more of a loose budget, so I'm kind of being more generic with what I'm putting in the expenses. So I'm gonna write those now. This is just what works best for us. It's a very basic and loose budget, but it still tracks all of our bills and expenses so that we still have an idea of what we spend each month and where our money is going. If you're on a tighter budget, you probably want to be more specific with what you list out in your expenses. If you can't control your spending, then I think it's smart to use cash instead of credit cards. But we're really good with just spending what we what we need and we save up for things that we want for big things. We always pay off the credit cards once the bill comes in so that we don't have any interest. We try to look at things and say, does this have a place? And if we can't find a place for it or a use for it, we just try to think it through before we buy something. And that's helped us, and that helps us not overspend. So these are all my normal bills for the month that I pay every month. And then I'm going to put a couple extra. So this month we're going to pay for a flight to India, and that'll probably be put on the credit card. And we're also going to have pest control come, which isn't a monthly thing. So since they're going on the credit cards, I just lump our credit cards in one section here. And then I actually, since we have a couple of them, whenever I pay them, because they're throughout the month, they're a couple different dates, but whenever I pay them, I actually mark it off here, and then I put the total on the other side. Same with loans, and if we give anything, just to keep a running track, and then I can put the actual total on the other side. And then I do the same thing with our income. I get paid weekly, so I'll put everything here, and then my husband gets paid every other week, so then we can put the totals on this page, because I don't need to see it all broken up throughout the month or anything. So I just call these out, because if I just added them to the credit card, I would wonder, like if I look back on this, I'd be like, why is the credit card so high this month? So this way I know what the extra expenses are going to be, and they're just called out. So we're going to now do the savings. I'm just going to put savings in the very bottom right here. So I'm just going to write savings on here. And I'm just putting savings account. Because there's nothing specific we're going to be saving for right now. Like we had the India flight we're saving up for, but we're going to use all of that now. All right, so that's all listed out. Then I just go in and put the numbers for what I estimate the bills are all going to be. And with the credit cards and everything, just my guess at what they're going to be. And then as I get the bills, or like say for cell phones, I know I can put for estimate 60, and then I actually know that the actual is going to be 62, because that's just what it is every month. So I can write that down, and then I don't check it off until it actually goes through. So that's how I set up my budget. I'm going to go in and put all the estimate numbers soon. I need to look some of these up, because some of these are changing this month, because we've had the internet for a year, and I think it's going to go up this month. So I just need to look into that, and then I'll calculate what I estimate our income's going to be. So I need to do all that. But hopefully this gives you an idea of how I set up my simple budget. And I guess what I didn't tell you, I total these two numbers, like our total income. I just put the total here. You can do it in a different color or like a bold. I usually use, this is a fine pen, and then I use my Sharpie pen, which is a little bolder. So I'll put that as the total, and then I add up all of the expenses, and then I can put the total, and then usually then I know how much we can put into savings. This month, like I said, we're spending a lot more, so we're not going to have anything left over. But usually I'll have some left over, and we can put some into the savings account. I hope this gave you some ideas on making a simple budget. It works really well for us at this point in our life, so maybe it would work for you too. I know people do it many different ways, so I just figured I'd give you an idea of how I do it and see if it works for you. Bye!